talk about things to stay as far away from them as you can. Well, I don't generally like to talk too much about stuff like this because, as far as I'm concerned, these are two trifling people, to say the least. But apparently, these two were having a bit of a tiff, as you would call it, or a beef, quote unquote, as they would call it in the rap game, between Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. Well, apparently, there have been some diss tracks being thrown around between the two of them, and we'll see. I don't know if this is just for publicity, but let's just go over it real quick here. Let's see, page 6 reports. There's plenty of reports about this, but I'll just go over page 6 at the moment. Nicki Minaj fuels Megan Thee Stallion feud with nasty dig about her dead mother, supposedly. Let's see. The mother of all feuds. Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway. Nicki Minaj took her reignited beef with Meg Thee Stallion to another level on Friday when she cracked a joke about the quote-unquote savage rapper's mother who died a few years ago. That's what the assumption is. Minaj went on Instagram Live after the 28-year-old slammed her husband of 4 years, Kenneth Petty, in her new song, Hiss. Apparently, Meg Thee Stallion got some song named Hiss where she must say something about Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj's husband. Megan's track features the lyric, and I quote, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law," which refers to the U.S. law requiring law enforcement to share information about registered sex offenders with the public. The lyric was perceived by Minaj's fans as a diss since her husband, 45, is a registered sex offender and was convicted of attempted rape charges. This is Nicki Minaj's wife, folks. Excuse me. Yeah, basically her. I think I was right when I said that in the first place. But this is Nicki Minaj's husband. This is who she married. A registered sex offender who's been convicted of rape attempts, apparently. This is who she married. Now, some fans even suspected it could have been a dig at 41-year-old Anaconda rapper's brother, Jelani Mirage, if I'm pronouncing that right, who was convicted of 2017 of predatory sexual assault for the rape of his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Shit, boy. Look at this crap, man. This is just straight, just ghetto, just filth here, man. I mean, this is what we got here. This is the culture we got here with some of these people. Following the release of this song, Minaj told Megan to, quote-unquote, conjure up her mother and apologize because the lyric was disgusting. Megan's mother, Holly Thomas, died in March 2019 from a cancerous brain tumor. Megan previously touched upon her mother's death while accepting her 2021 Glamour Woman of the Year award, but she hasn't yet commented on Nicki's comments. However, fans on social media have, of course, because they messy. Quote unquote, Nicki is completely losing me. This was real nasty of her, one ex-user wrote, while another added, I can't believe we saw the day Nicki became insecure and bitter. Minaj didn't directly say why she went after Megan's late mother, but she did tell her fans that her family is constantly a focal point of criticism and she's getting tired of it. Minaj's new attack on Megan comes shortly after Minaj, born Annika Mirage, if I'm pronouncing it right again, previewed an unreleased single which takes aim at the foot injuries Megan sustained after being shot, or I still say allegedly about that, but we'll talk about that in a minute, by Tory Lanez in July of 2020. Bad bitch, she like Bigfoot. I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot, the Barbie World rapper says in the song. In December of 2022, Tory Lanez, 31, was found guilty on all charges for shooting Megan, and several months later, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. It's unclear when Minaj and Megan's feud actually started, but they were on great terms with each other in 2019 when they collaborated on their hit, Hot Girl Summer. Oh yeah, great. Some fans believe the friendship ended after Megan collaborated with Minaj's nemesis Cardi B on their hit single WAP, which came out in 2020. I mean, let me say something. I can't see, and you know what gets me is that some of you Negroes still would smash these chicks like this. You would still smash them for all this or everything that's going on. You still got dudes out here that still will deal with these women for all the drama and the triflingness they got in their lives. I mean, there's no hope for some of us, I guess, and it is what it is. But I just don't get it. I don't see the draw. I really don't. I don't see the draw. And think about it. Nicki Minaj gets with this dude. Now, you know what? I can't really blame, personally, Megan for criticizing the fact that she married this dude if this is true. I'm assuming that it is, that he got these convictions and he's a registered sex offender. So, she married him, but at the end of the day, she owns this dude. Let's be real. She owns him. And that's probably more the case than it matters to her about his convictions. You know what I'm saying? She owns this Negro. Let's just be real. And, Megan, she trifling too. Because let's just be real. We're still, there's still a lot of doubts about that shooting. A lot of that still don't add up. Because for one, no bones broken. Just looks like an abrasion, even by looking at her foot. And if he did shoot the gun, boy, Tory Lanez have to be a pretty bad shot. And as far as it goes, when they went and did the forensics on that shooting, they never tested Meg Thee Stallion's hands. They tested her friend Kelsey and Tory Lanez's hands, which apparently both had gunpowder on them. So, and then in testimony, when they asked about the shooting, Kelsey didn't say that Tory Lanez actually shot the gun. Now, why wouldn't you just say that if it wasn't true? If it was true, why not just say, yeah, he had the gun and he was mad and he shot at Megan. He shot at her foot. I mean, why wouldn't she just come out and say it? She more or less said she didn't want to say certain things because she didn't want to incriminate herself. So it seems like the likely explanation, despite the conviction, would be that Kelsey and Tory were actually fighting over the gun. And from what the story, if this is right, because who knows what the real story is, then you have the limo driver or the driver who pretty much went into hiding almost through the whole trial, and all of a sudden it comes out now, gets on some of these online interviewers like Say Cheese and turns around and says, well, he alludes to the fact or implies that Kelsey was the one that shot the gun. Now, I don't know if somebody threatened him or whatever the case was, but of course we know the prosecution was more concerned about, convicting Tory Lanez than what the actual truth was, which I think was pretty clear because they didn't do a thorough job. And apparently, I kind of feel like Tory probably was trying to comply with the whole no snitching culture in rap because he didn't want to ruin his reputation possibly. But this is one time I say, guess what, brother? It's not your job. And the community should not expect you to hold down somebody who committed a crime so you ultimately can take the hit, because this man got charged with it and his career has pretty much been ruined. And who's to say, when he does his time or if he gets out on appeal, if his career is going to be the same anyway. But he gets convicted. At the end of the day, I just don't get it, man. This is a woman here, the woman on the right here, Meg Thee Stallion, that admitted to putting her hands on dudes. Then you got Nicki Minaj on the left, who sells wolf tickets and puts out threats on people. You know what I mean? Real nasty, like indirectly threaten to have goons sticked on people. And some of you dudes think these women are hot. Come on, guys. Well, here's an example of a reason why brothers need to save yourselves. Expand your options. Because unfortunately, there's too many BWs who want to align with these type of women, who want to look up to these type of women. And they're just, no. This is not it. This is not happening. This ain't happening, guys. You put your life and your freedom at risk dealing with women like this. I don't care how much money they got. You know, there's a saying, you can take a 304 out of the hood, okay? But guess what? It's still going to be a 304, and it's still going to be hood. Even if you know, no matter how you slice it. Can't take the hood out of them, and they don't know how to stop being 304s. They don't. And, you know, then they like to use, well, particularly Meg likes to play the whole feminism and protect and empower women stuff, you know. And the question still I mean, I know there's some other YouTubers who claim that, yeah, he did it, but I'm gonna be real. Some of these dudes are simps out here, and some of them are actually high profile YouTubers, and guess what? I'm still gonna say it. Some of these brothers are simps that they don't like to go against women in a general sense. And that's a problem because, you know what, we can't have a fair society or of any sort if we're going to say, well, I don't want to go against a woman. I just want to say he did it. But the fact of the matter is there wasn't really, mostly all circumstantial evidence. That's what Tory Lanez got convicted of. So, you know, she wrote a note and everything like that, but, you know, who knows what her handlers told her to do to protect her career, because in reality, that whole shooting could have destroyed Meg Thee Stallion's career. So, she could also have been charged for shooting that gun if you want to be technical about it. If she in fact did, but we won't know because a proper investigation wasn't done. Because they should have checked and they should have tested everybody. Should have tested all those people's hands and seen where the gunpowder. Because at the end of the day, you can say somebody's near somebody else, but at the end of the day, you can test all three, and then you can probably make a better distinction as to what may have happened. You at least have a little more evidence to make a case. But it wasn't done properly because they never tested Meg Thee Stallion's hands for the gunpowder. They never did. But I digress. But anyway, this is just some nonsense here between some high-paid 304s. And if nothing else, this should tell you, a lot of you dudes, a lot of you brothers out here, expand your options, get your passport anyway, whether you want to go out of the country to actually date women of other cultures or not. Get it anyway. Expand your horizons in your life, period. Because there's much more, like I said, being a passport bro, having a passport in general is going to give you opportunity to expand your horizons, give you a real chance for some edification away from this type of, and I'm going to tell you something, the overall media and certain segments of the media love to promote this kind of ratchet behavior on black community. We all know this. And we know there's a lot of people in the small hat community that are right behind this. And of course they ain't got no problem with it because at the end of the day, don't hit their community, it hits yours. But anyway, guys, stay away from this type of stuff, which I don't think I need to tell most of you, but SYSBM all day, every day. I'm out.